I was saying that every spiritual journey begins with doubt in our lives. You will never see someone seeking spirituality because everything is going hunky-dory and they have no doubts in their mind. It is at a unique junction in our lives that spiritual life begins. For example, when you're having a difficult time in your life, some serious struggles in your life, where you have to make some strong existential decisions. And that is when you'll notice that something deep, something introspective, something beyond your control is what you'll explore as a possible way out. So, the first point to keep in mind that spiritual life begins with doubt and introspection. So this is what happened in this Bhagavad Gita where Arjuna is having some existential crisis. He's having some serious doubt. And the doubt that he has is whether or not he should be engaged in this battle where millions and hundreds and millions of people are ready to lay down their lives. And that's the situation, right? And in this existential crisis, you will notice the biggest consideration that comes into play is three factors. First factor is, what about me? So it's me, mine, and I. These are the three factors that is a biggest consideration when you're going through this phase of doubt. I don't want to do this. Why is it happening to me? This is mine. So this is the consideration when these doubts arise in our minds. Can you think of a time in your life when you are having crisis? Did you ask yourself, what about me? Did you ask yourself this question? Did you ask yourself, what do I want from it? And what is mine? What can I get out of it? So this is the basic fundamentals of doubts and existential crisis in our lives. So in chapter 1 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna presents this 4 arguments to Krishna. You remember last week we discussed this is 2 friends having a dialogue and we discussed what friendships are. Those are the equations that are contributing to our doubts and our crisis, and how that crisis will lead us to spirituality.
Yeah.
And Arjuna presents 4 arguments based on those 3 factors.
Okay.
So based on those 3 factors of existential crisis and doubt, Arjuna presents 4 arguments to Krishna. And the first point that Arjuna presents to Krishna in the middle of the battlefield, while he's observing the armies on both sides. And I think you'll be able to agree with Arjuna because he's a very logical person. Arjuna's first argument is that they're here to fight. For me to kill them, it is extremely cruel. I have to be heartless to kill all my friends and enemies and family members. Do you agree that it's cruel to kill your family members? So this is what Arjuna said to Krishna. He says, Krishna, how can I kill my teachers Even if they want to kill me, how can I kill them? It is extremely heartless. You're asking me to be heartless. How can I be heartless and kill these people? I mean, there's an organization called PETA, which is an organization to protect animals. They don't even want people to kill animals. And here Arjuna is saying, hey, it's not animals, it's humans, my family members. How can I kill them? It's heartless. Okay? Argument number one. Do you all agree with Arjuna's argument? It's very good, right? Arjuna's second argument in chapter 1. He said, even if I win this battle, what will get out of this? If I kill them, if I destroy them all, what will I get out of this? What is left? I will get the big, huge kingdom, big palaces, luxuries, and all the opulence that you can possibly have. We spent all our lives working hard to acquire material wealth and material possessions, big homes, big cars, big facilities. But Arjuna is telling Krishna, that's not going to make me happy. Material opulence doesn't make you happy. All this kingdom isn't going to make me happy. This is not where happiness comes from.
You
So
know,
why should I kill them? Why should I kill them just so that I can, have this kingdom? Do you agree with this argument that material wealth does not bring happiness? Big house doesn't make you happy. Lots of money doesn't make you happy. A big, huge castle will not make you happy. So this is argument number two, that material opulence will not make me happy. Okay. Any questions about question number two? Arjuna is saying his arguments. Okay, then let's go to the argument number three that Arjuna presents. Arjuna says, but Krishna, if I kill all these people, I understand that it's bad karma. I will
introduction.
have bad luck in my life. It's a very big sin to kill others. There is a famous story of this great saint Narada Muni. He had a disciple who was a hunter, and he would torture and torture and torture and half kill all the animals. Have you been in a relationship where you're tortured in a relationship and they won't let you go and you're stuck because you can't go? Codependent relationship. So this is the situation that this disciple of sage Narada, he was torturing these animals, and finally the sage convinced him that it's bad karma to torture others. And so finally, when the sage came back after visiting and traveling around, he came back to see his little disciple in the forest. This disciple was literally sweeping and hopping on the floor because he did not want to step even on an ant because it's bad karma. Why would you want to kill others? So it's a good argument, right? Arjuna's third argument is good. The fourth argument, that if I kill all these people, many women will be left without husbands, many children will be left without fathers, be uncared for. Who suffers the most in the middle of a war? It's the children, elderly, it's the women. So there is a complete family disunity and breakup, and the social structure is completely out the window. Because in this war, it was only men fighting, there were no women. So Arjuna's argument is like, Krishna, I don't want to kill these people. I will be destroying the entire social structure of the world. Children will be left abandoned. Women will be left unprotected. And this is bad idea, Krishna. I don't want to fight. It's a good argument, right? I was just talking to one friend of mine. He's when we were in GEV, this year's retreat, India trip, and he has spent almost 25 to 30 years of his life in Ukraine, helping people to grow their spiritual life. So he has thousands and thousands of students there. And one day, the rockets come flying, break down the homes. People can't go out. People can't connect with each other. There's no cell phone working. There is no connection, and everything gets completely destroyed. And this great person who's been cultivating and nurturing the hearts of all these beautiful souls in Ukraine is left completely brokenhearted. 30 years of heart investment and growing a community of 20, 30,000 people completely dismantled in a matter of days. So he was trying to cope with the devastation. And he is asking himself the question, why? Why is this happening? Why is it that these people who are so loving and kind, their homes are being destroyed, they're left homeless, there's no food, there's no shelter, everything is completely shattered into pieces. The men are dragged away from the women and taken to the front lines to fight. This is happening right now. So this is the situation that Arjuna is arguing about. He's presenting his arguments to Krishna. Please help me. This is what I'm seeing. So this is a very important part of the chapter 1 of the Gita, is that we need to first understand the beautiful arguments that Arjuna is presenting to a friend and revealing what's in his heart. All these arguments are there because he has some serious doubt whether or not he should fight. And all the reasons that he's presented, all the 4 arguments, the foundation of his arguments is based on the equation of I, me, and mine. So this is the analysis of chapter 1. So imagine you wear layers and layers of clothes, like it's cold in Atlanta today. So I have 3 pairs of clothes. So you put one and another one and another one. So similarly, our ego, our false identity gets multiple layers of identities, and it starts to become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it becomes super inflated. And eventually you'll start to think, oh, Europe is mine. I am European. And then eventually you'll think, okay, this planet belongs to the human race. So no one else has the right to exist. The aliens are coming over. So let's see how we can fight and fend off the aliens. And then you realize, no, 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 this world is not mine. This whole universe is mine. And then I'm part of this earthly universe. And then you're like, no, this is not enough. We need to take over the moon. We need to take over the Mars. Mars is our habitat. It's part of my territory. So in this way, if you look at Arjuna's arguments, it is all starting with I, me, and mine. I don't want to kill them because they're my family. They're my teachers. And this kingdom will be mine. So all the equations that you look in these 4 questions is very much fundamental to these 3 principles. Mameti. I, me, and mine. If Arjuna is considering himself and presenting his arguments from I, me, and mine, the self has become extremely small. The self is isolated. So when you're isolated, it is extremely difficult to feel self-love. Self-love is not experienced or practiced in isolation or through isolation. First, we have to find the self, and the self is bigger than I, me, and mine. And when we go beyond the I, me, and mine, then we're able to find the self. And when we find the self, then then we will naturally know how to love the self. The reason self-love is very difficult is because we have put ourselves in such tiny little boxes, and we have made ourselves so limited that then our expressions of self-love is also very, very superficial and very limited. That's why it's very important to understand the self in order to practice true self-love. And this Bhagavad Gita, this dialogue between these two friends, will give us tremendous depth into understanding the self. So this is a song that Arjuna starts the song and Krishna starts singing, and then Arjuna sings again, and then Krishna sings again. And so these two friends are just having this great time singing this beautiful song that is so rich and so dense with spiritual emotions. And this is what Bhagavad Gita means. Bhagavad means divine, Gita means song. So a divine song. Except this song, it has such a deep spiritual essence. See, when we use mantras, we have to understand what is happening. So mantras are such strong, powerful formulation of strong vibrations of spiritual energy. And the vibration that the mantras have, they are strong energies and frequencies that are being emanated from your heart, are afraid and resistant and hesitant because the energy, the vibration is so strong, it's so pure, and they're like, not sure if I want that vibration right this minute. You have to keep in mind that mantra carries information, and that information is a very powerful energy source. It can completely break down the armor and the barriers that people hold, shield themselves. There's a very beautiful verse given by this great saint, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where he says, Nam Namakari Vahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. That means these mantras are so powerful that all divine energies are invested and injected and infused in the mantras. And that's why you'll feel that people will hesitate, people will put up walls and barriers and armors will be up, make sure that, I'm not going to do it. And you just smile and just love them and just dance with them and just, tell them to try it out. You can share with them videos of people in Vrindavan where there are no armors, there's no walls, there's no barriers. Hundreds and thousands of people are just happy and just smiling and chanting and singing and dancing from 2 a.m. till, midnight. People are just continuously in that spiritual vibration. One of the powerful things is to just be patient with them. Love them, smile at them, dance with them, help them, be patient, extremely patient. And the mantra will start knocking on the doors of their heart. Dum, dum, and and eventually the doors of their heart will open and the armors will go down, and then they will chant and dance with you. So don't give up. The secret is don't give up on kirtan. You just keep chanting mantras, keep doing kirtans, and the world is burning with kirtan, the flames of mantras and kirtans in every yoga studio, in all spiritual groups. It's spreading like wildfire.